Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and we're going to look at game number 3 in our 20 from the 70s series. And this game is kind of a takeoff on Space Invaders, but it was a super successful and excellent takeoff on Space Invaders, and this is called Galaxian. This was created by Namco and licensed to Midway in the US. And this was super successful because, well, for one thing, it was full color, all color, unlike Space Invaders. And the aliens in the formation actually break off to attack you, unlike Space Invaders, in which they just stood there and shot at you. But the personalities of the aliens and the sound effects were just unbelievable for its time, for 1979. And this was licensed to Midway in generally 1980, but it was created by Namco in 1979. Sorry it took me a long time to come up with this video, but I had a hell of a time trying to capture this. I eventually had to use the program Fraps. It would not record correctly in MAME. The video parameters got squished big time, so I was able to make it look right parameters wise with I think I converted it from an AVI file to a 3PG file and back, but the graphics were blurry and the sounds were kind of muted. It didn't work very well, and I turned to Fraps, and that captured it just right. But unfortunately, if you're noticing, I didn't move the mouse. I didn't move the mouse off the screen. Sorry. But yeah, I'm new at Fraps. Sorry. But yeah, the gist of the game is the formation of enemies, the Galaxians, moves left to right and back, and you just want to completely wipe out all the enemies. After a little while, they will break off from the formation and attack you, and they can shoot, and they do shoot quite a bit. Your ship is called a Galaxip, and you get a bonus one at 7,000 points. We'll go ahead and get started. I love the music, the sound effects in this game. I was blown away by this game when it came out. I remember first seeing this at either a convenience store or a bowling alley where my dad bowled. Now, this is the Namco set 1, and it's much harder than the Midway sets. But things to know about this game is that the invaders will be moving in formation, so you have to move while you're shooting to nail them, or you're gonna miss. And you can only shoot one shot at a time, so you kind of want to make your shots count. Now, when the aliens break off, they will dive at you, and they will shoot a lot. Those purple ones have very crazy patterns. You gotta watch the hell out for those guys. The blue ones, or blue-green ones, teal ones, they have a much more predictable pattern, and they don't move particularly fast at first, although they can pick up their speed a little bit later. And they have little goofy flight patterns when there's just a few left sometimes. But the red guys aren't as crazy as the purple guys. Oftentimes the yellow guy at the top, you might recognize him in a number of other Namco games like Dig Dug and Pac-Man. He is worth the most amount of points if you shoot him. But if he's with two aliens, and you shoot the other aliens first, and then the yellow alien, he is worth a whopping 800 points. And that may not sound like a lot, but in this game, it sure is a lot. Ah, crap. If you stay along the left or right too much, the aliens will pin you and they'll kill you with their fire. Yeah, you can stay just ahead of the blue guy, or the teal guy, and lead him into your fire. If you shoot the yellow alien while he's in formation, he's worth the least amount of points possible, so you want to catch him in flight. Screwing around too much with the last alien can be very dangerous. You can shoot the aliens in formation even quite before they appear if you shoot one last shot at the right time, just after your level's ended. Ah, crap. Yeah, those purple aliens are very fast. The Namco, like I was saying, the Namco set 1 at least is so much harder, I think, than the Midway sets. One other thing you'll notice, there, I got my free life at 7,000. One other thing you'll notice is that the yellow ship, once he's destroyed, as long as there's still like 5 or more aliens left, all the aliens will stop for about 5 seconds and not attack you. I love that little goofy formation. They just turn around in a circle. They're kind of hard to hit in place at that point. But yeah, learn to kind of lead the teal guys with your shots. And at every opportunity you get, try to whoa, crap. At every opportunity you get, try to take out the yellow guy after shooting his other 2 escorts. If your timing's right and you fire a shot, shoot. If your time is right and you fire a shot just as 2 enemies come together, you will hit both enemies and destroy them. Kinda nice. Very hard to do, but it'll work. Ah, crap. Well, that was Galaxian. I'm gonna play again with the Midway set and show you why it's a little easier. Well, I'll just tell you now, the enemies are not so crazy with their flight patterns earlier in the game. I think the best I did on Galaxian was just over 30,000, and that's hard to pull off. Or at least I think. But yeah, try to get the yellow alien only after shooting his escorts, and he's worth more. He can be worth up to 800 points if you shoot 2 other escorts first. So yeah, we'll try the Midway version 1. And it's easier. The enemies are just not so crazy with their flight patterns early on. And yeah, try to get that full 800 when you can, because scoring is just really tough to come by in this game. I'm not gonna play a full game through the Midway set. Yeah. One other thing to remember is if you let the yellow guy go when he's diving at you, he might not reappear. And if this happens, then an extra yellow ship will be on the next level. Yeah, now they'll stop for a little while. But if there's like maybe 4 or less aliens altogether after you shoot the yellow ship, the rest will just keep diving at you. They won't stop. Aw. Yeah, if you fire one last shot at just the right time after your levels ended for a little while, then you can pick off aliens in the middle of the formation, perhaps. Yeah, I find the Midway set 1 at least to be a good deal easier than the Namco version. That's been my experience anyway. Try for yourself and see. That is Galaxian, created in 1979. A full color game, kind of rare for 1979. Ah, shoot. If I didn't already shoot a shot, I would have been able to nail that guy in time, but you can only shoot one shot at a time. Yeah, in the Namco version, that purple guy would probably fly all the way to the other side of the screen and nail me. Ah, there I got a middle alien from the formation. That was Galaxian by Namco in 1979 and licensed to Midway in the US. Game number 3 in our 20 from the 1970s series. Well, this is Crazy Climber 80 saying thanks for watching Galaxian by Namco/Midway in 1979, game number 3 in our 20 from the 70s series. I'll be back soon with game number 4. See you, folks. Bye-bye.